So it does not rain now for about 2.5 weeks, and it's still really green. Now I still decided to water to keep up production, make sure the plants are healthy, and some places needs water, but the big species like the Skumawiki is doing well. And other things, and the trees do not need water. Actually, they are still producing shoots, new greens. You can cannot see it well. You can see it here. And this one, this leukemia shoot is coming up well. So these trees have shoots, all of them. Means they're still growing. They're still having enough water down in the ground. And here especially there must be a lot of water inside, because here I have my soil coming in, and this one fills with water when it rains and soaks down in the ground. And we did some experiment. We have planted some trees down, and we were digging, and there's water. So it's really interesting. While our neighbor's land is completely drying out. My land is still green. And these ones, Skumawikis, are really nice. We're starting to mulch some spinaches. It doesn't have enough shade and small plants, but except for that, Shamba is really well. We have not watered for several months. It has been rainwater only. As you can see, my neighbor's Shambas are starting to dry out completely. Dry out, you see. 2.5 weeks after the rain, dries out the grass. While I have grasses, it's still green. And yeah, this place is starting to really become like a food forest, starting to take shape. It has a very cool atmosphere now in the morning. Sanitoi tree, and this is Caliandra, and Leukemia, and then Hispania suspen. And this is another interesting observation, because on this side all of those Hispania suspen have grown really tall. They're big now, really massive. You can see it on this side. You see, it's a forest. And this one's only like 9 months old. And then we see on this side they have not grown as well. Even those that have grown tall, they are not really as the other side. And okay, one thing, these ones were planted a bit early, some months early, but the big reason, I believe, is how I prepared the bed, where the trees have grown less. I prepared the bed by planting, by putting only manure inside the soil. We're putting a lot of manure, but we put only manure. And in this bed we also put sea soil. So that has made a big difference. Big difference. So it's important. And I've also seen the beds where we have put the cactus and the manure. It's also really healthy. Like this bed is also healthy. Needs some small weeding, but generally it's good. We have spinaches inside this one, and this is a tomato and some different trees. There's a nice tree, interesting fixing tree, wild one. Very nice flowers, and other trees are coming up well also. So right now, this shamba is making me really happy. I'm foreseeing some greatness in the coming years. It is producing a lot of vegetables, a lot of kale. Soon it will also produce a lot of spinach, and after that it will also produce a lot of tomatoes. So those are my cash crops now. To bring some income to this place too. Other things that have also come up are pili-pilis or chilies. They took a long time to grow, but they have now started to come up, and expect soon I'll have some harvest from them. And other things are really getting good results from, like this one. You can see the health of this on the greens. It's really green, really green. This spinach, but these ones have also produced well. They have done well. The beetroots, only I haven't got enough seeds, but that will be my third cash crop. Has a lot of money here in it has good money here in Samburu land, here in Maralal. No one grows them, and 1 kg goes for like 100 shillings or 120. They have a lot of demand, and they like even the leaves because they resemble spinach. And other trees and other things that is growing well is parsley and other things. So there's really a lot of things, and I have enormous amount of beans. It's interesting, isn't it? But then I have planted some flowers. It's a climbing flower, really interesting. This is also a flower that's coming up. So the place is really starting to change, and it's been a lot of work, but now it's getting the results. This is a matunda tomato tree we have planted recently. I expect to grow really well. Then we have another tree here. This it's called El Marguet in Samburu, but the botanic name is something like Croton megacalyptus or mega something. And those ones I have them all around. I will grow them for mulching. I have done so with a lot of other trees. There are so many trees. Like in this small bed alone, this is like almost 10 meters long, 1.5 meters wide, and maybe I have 50 trees inside here. Even they're coming up new ones all the time from different seeds that are germinating. So not all of them will remain, but they're important. Like here, you can see there's another leukemia tree coming up, germinating. another croton, and several small ones coming up. And then we have a few big, like this Sanetoi, Leukinia, Sanetois, Leukinia, this is Hispania, Leukinia. There's quite some diversity, and soon another year. Actually, in another year, I expect this to be now a forest. This is another interesting tree, and some have grown really fast. Here, a lot of water came during the rain, and has shown results on this tree. So you can see it's a bush of all the beans climbing. This is a pigeon pea tree. This is different perennial beans. It's a white bean, flowers, Sanetoi, Tassos, flowers. So a lot of things are coming up, really interesting. I've also tried to plant casuarina. It's coming up here, it's growing well. There's some avocado growing here, and see it's full. That's another Sanetoi, the biggest I have so far. Since here a lot of water was directed, and the soil over flooded. And then we have a gravelia tree. It's also coming up really sweet here. Sweet. Interesting. You can see the health of this. You can see now the soils are starting to get a lot of help, gets a lot of nutrition. Because I've not seen big leaves like this. This is on a. This one is Entelele, Kei apple. Not a Kei apple. It's a Sodom apple. It's a poisonous species, and I use the fruits for killing some insects like this one. Needs to be put insecticide. Also, a lot of these ones, and they die so easily with the Sodom apple. Other trees, these ones were here before I got to land, and now they haven't been growing so much more, but other things are growing on top of them. You can see there is a climbing species. And then I have pumpkin coming up there. Even on this side, even this tree hasn't grown so much. Some parts of it have grown really much, but not everywhere. See, it's a nice trellis for my pumpkin, and in some time it will be a very nice trellis for my passion fruits. And the dams have been really helpful. This is a neighbor's dog, but this has been the water. I just used some water from the rains remaining here to water now our seedlings and other things. So, and here you can see a lot of pumpkins and other things. Planted a lot of trees here also, but they didn't do as well. Got some things that I'm still training Molan to people to take care of and spacing up sometimes. Sometimes we get too much growth in some areas, and we need to space up, remove some climbing species on the trees, because we have seen when the climbing species like beans grow on the trees, it can really damage them. Here's a one you can see. Look, this is because of a bean climbing on this tree. It's really making this tree not to be healthy. Let's see if it will survive. But it might not. Because of its weakness, it has been weak, it doesn't grow as much, and the birds seem to love it. They are eating the leaves. So the weak ones seems to be eaten more than the others. So they are doing well. Yeah. So there is a bush. There's some organized pathways, but otherwise there is really a lot of differences in what's being planted. Diversity. Here's another avocado. They're really doing well in these areas. Yeah, and then we have we have bananas. It's growing well. I guess this one is the oldest one. Planted like I guess 1 year ago. Yeah, it's about 1 year ago, like 11 months. It's doing well. There's a lot of water down here, and we'll also take care of them more, moving this grass and putting some other things to grow, other vegetables and other things. Napier grass is really tall, like 4 meters and more. It's now becoming a habitat for birds. And because of this reason, I'm not removing them, and they're also giving good shade to that area, so I like them to remain. And there's some viazi, some potatoes coming up. And just by mistake they were left in the soil, as all of them were removed, and still okay, not very bad. But really so much kumawiki here. Banana species. Yeah. So I hope you learned something new. Here's some maize, also really healthy. Actually, what's happening is the soil is starting to improve, and I can even see this now. Before, when we watered, the water didn't really go down in the ground so easily. It stayed, and then it went just on the surface. But now it really infiltrates the soil really fast, so it's really easy to water. It's another bean climbing on our tree. We'll have to prune down this bean. It's another species of bean on the tree. It's another species of pili, or pepper, and chili. Yeah, and then we have amazing results of also a mulberry tree growing really well here. And yeah, the big importance. Okay, water is important, but the biggest difference that I've seen is when I have mulched the trees with a lot of, when I made a hole first and put a lot of manure and cactus and other things, the trees are grown really well. Like these trees are 4 or 5 meters, and they were just planted 6 months ago or 7. Compared to this one that is planted like a year ago, and it's not healthy. The sun is just it's much smaller, and it's just my size, maybe 170 centimeters tall, and 180, so it's almost my size. But the others are really big. So the mulching, the manure is really important, because we need to put more on the bananas and other things, and it's very available. We have a lot of manure from our neighbors, and they are very willing to assist us with this more. And there's a lot of habitat of different birds here. They like to come here and eat different things. There's a lot of life. There's a lot of life that has happened in this small space. A lot of life. It's Matunda Damu. Very healthy. Starting to flower now. Or is it? Oh no, it's not the one. Okay, it's not yet started to flower, but soon it might be. Expect it soon. The thing that is flowering is a bean species. It's growing on top of it. I have probably 4 or 5 different bean species. This is passion fruit. It's also like 8-9 months old, and we make it to climb on the different trees. And this Suspania, they have not grown so much more for the last 6 months. They grew a lot the first 6 months. No, they grew a lot the first 1 year, I would say. And then they have stopped growing, but they're giving a lot of seeds. We need to plant other things. We have these ones are sugarcane. They're also growing really well. Capturing this is a spot where there's a lot of water coming in to the land. So they're doing really well. And we have some comfrey. Doing okay. And other things coming up well. You can also see pumpkins growing on a trellis. It's a really nice shaded place. Nice place to be. Yeah, it's really starting to look like something. I love this place, I love this work. I was here for a short time, and it saddens me. I have to go back to Sweden. It's like a week or 2. Because I came to love this. Shamba, the work here, and the progress, and how much can be done in a short time. These are sweet potatoes, and they need to be transplanted. They are too many in one place. This was the seed bed, and they have overstayed. I decided to plant another papaya tree. See how it will do. And eventually, now I have cash from the vegetables, but eventually this land will be more utilized like a forest for fruits. You can see mulching I'm doing with sawdust. Give the place to walking paths do really well, not to dry up. Loosen up the soil for the roots for the trees so that they will grow well. It's another interesting species. These are wild species here. It's really interesting. It's called physalis or something in Swedish. I don't know if it's the same in English. It's interesting fruits. It's very delicious and healthy fruit. It's also called like Inca berry and everything. And we have moringa coming up well. And of course papaya tree. It's also like 10 months old, 11 months old. And this one is also starting to flower. By December we'll have fruits. And it seems this one is doing really well. Really well. Actually the fruits are even coming now. So it's coming up fast. It's also another cash fruit, I would say. So these cash fruits that I have seen is the papaya, even the physalis doing well, and the tomato tree and passion fruit. Yes. I also wanted to show you the difference. It's another, it's called some interesting species. Grows very fast. It's like a bush. Gives some shade and some nice mulch. Gives some beans or fruits that you can press for oil. What I wanted to show you is this area. You can see the grass here. It's really green. And last year it didn't look like this. It did not look like this. It shows there's still water in the ground. It's really green. And it has captured a lot of water. And also that fertility is coming back to the land. Because 1 year ago, when it had rained the same amount, it was looking like our neighbor's land looks like today. It's looking like this. So you can see the difference. Really green, a lot of grass. It will be useful for plants. And our neighbors, they've been planting a lot of maize. It has rained well, but I would say the land is not fertile anymore. So not many have done well with the maize. The maize have produced a very small amount of maize so far. Yeah. Hope you learned something new. Talk to you next time.